Come get ready with me while I do an introduction and introduce you to me. It's crazy because I've been on here for at least a couple of years and I've never done an introduction video about like who I am, what I do, and just a little bit about me. So I figured, why not today? So first things first, my name is actually Brizzy. So a lot of people look at like my username and they say Brizzy, but it's actually Breezy, which makes my my full-on username, Breezy for you to say. And how I came up with that is my first name is Brianna, so the B-R-I, and my last name starts and ends with a Z, so there comes in the two Z's, and then I just added a Y at the end. I'm currently 28. My birthday is actually October 12th, so I am a Libra, and I'll be turning 29 this year, which is crazy because I am so not ready to be 30 yet. So I currently live in St. Augustine, Florida, and I've been living in Florida since 2022, but I've only been living in St. Augustine since about this past summer. But I'm originally from Rhode Island. I was born there, and from there I want to say I was 5 years old when we first moved to Florida, and that was back, yeah, that was a long time ago, like early 2000s. And then from there, we had some issues with I believe it was 2005 hurricanes. So my family moved to Georgia. I graduated high school in 2015 in a little city called Waycross, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half from the Florida-Georgia line. After graduating high school, I pretty much moved on my own and never looked back to that city. So all in all, I have lived in 7 states and I have visited a total of, I believe, 28. While I was living in New Orleans, I actually went to esthetician school back in 2017 at Blue Cliff College. And I went to their Metairie campus, so it was kind of like more in the north side. It's funny because during esthetician school, I didn't care anything about anything else minus waxing. All I wanted to do was to go to esthetician school to learn how to wax and become a waxer. And I'm currently working on getting my license in the state of Florida because I do want to get back into being an esthetician, but I'm not sure like where I would want to go with it yet. I don't have any children and I don't plan on having any. That is kind of like a really big boundary for me, and I think it's just because I was raised as an only child. So I'm not sure what it's like to be around kids. And honestly, if you guys want me to go more in depth about that, I can, but yeah, I just never want to have kids. So back when I was 18 and I first moved to New Orleans, I had the hardest time trying to find a job because obviously my upbringing was not that good, whatever. So I was kind of out on my own and I had to move around and I had to work different jobs. So I couldn't find a job in New Orleans worth nothing. So I saw this thing, I believe it's on Facebook. It was like a Facebook ad for this app called Rover. And apparently it was this new pet sitting app and they were still like in their up and coming stages. And so I decided to sign up for it. And that is how I've had my company now for over 10 years. I took what they gave me initially and I kind of branched out onto my own. While working as a pet sitter, I also attend school. I go to Arizona State, and I have also been to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. I'm currently in a relationship with the most amazing and loving partner that I've ever had. And we've been together since earlier this year, and that is why I moved in later this summer. We spend a lot of time together, and most of that is spent exploring or trying new food places or just even trying things that we see on TikTok. Outside of all of that, I do have some hobbies, which includes reading. I like making content, of course. This kind of content, not that crazy one, okay? And I've recently been getting into working out again. I used to do powerlifting back when I was living in Hawaii, but I've kind of settled for more of functional fitness. So right now I'm doing a mix between Pilates, bar, and things like cardio. I do tumbling because I did at once be a cheerleader. Like a long time ago in middle school, I was a cheerleader. My biggest goal when creating content is just showing people that you just need to show up and hit the record button. That's it. I actually steered away from making content because I didn't believe that I could do it because respectfully, I'm just not into all the like over editing and, spending so much time editing a simple video. And nothing against to the girlies that do. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather show people that life is not always, an edited clip. Sometimes we need the unfiltered version. So, fun fact, I was actually never that into makeup. Like, growing up as a kid, I think I did, like, a little bit of makeup. Like, I used to put on things like foundation and concealer and mascara every day. But I was never that big into it until I got to esthetician school. And this was obviously back during, like, the King Kylie era, like, 2016, 2017, 2018, like, all of that where makeup was huge. That's when I really got into it because I realized how fun it was. And that's also where I kind of learned that you don't need top quality products all the time. You can make stuff with brands like LA Colors and Wet n Wild. You don't need the high-end stuff to create a good makeup look. My goals for these upcoming years, I would say within the next year, I really want to solidify more like brand deals, and I honestly want to move into doing content creation full time, which is why I've been putting a lot of work into my YouTube channel. So I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers, and then from there I can start receiving forms of payment. And that's something that I'm really interested in because especially now, like, my boyfriend has already made it known that I don't have to work. So although I am going to continue, with having certain clients, that's kind of something that I want to kind of lean into is showing people, how fun life can be. Another big goal for me is next year, since I already cleared out my goal for like money wise this year for my business, I want to double whatever I do this year for next year. So even though I'll be working less, I want to make more. So I'm probably going to start branching out and getting some additional employees to help me and just see where it takes off from there. And by next year, or sometime like by the end of next year, I also would have wanted to go on a cruise, number one. And number two, I want to travel internationally. So I'm hoping to have those completed. I've never had a passport, so even just getting my passport is going to be a big step for me. But I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them below and I'll see if I can answer them for you. But thanks for joining. Bye.